Hello, beautiful ladies, and welcome to another Fearless Friday where we just stop for a moment and talk about how can we really show up in our day-to-day lives in a beautiful and beneficial and productive way. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Meg Heppner. I am the branch director out here in South Surrey, British Columbia. I am also a life coach and the host of the podcast, The Art of Being Human. And today I am joined with the beautiful Amritha. I'm so excited that you're here, that you're joining us. So welcome here. Why don't you introduce yourself a little bit for those people who may not know you as well, or maybe for the first time are watching a Fearless Friday.
Yes, hello everyone. Super excited to be here. My name is Amritha. I am the trailblazer with South Surrey and I am a habit and health coach. So what I do is I help professionals break bad habits and build healthy, sustainable ones. And I also help you get the consistency that you've been losing in your routine by building habits step by step and taking small action towards your goal. So yeah, I'm actually from India, but I've been born and raised in Dubai. That's where I grew up, and now I'm here in Canada. It's been only 3 years, and it's a beautiful country, and I'm totally loving myself, enjoying myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And I love when you talk about what you do, because one of the things that we're all encouraged to do is to think big, right? Have impact, think big. What do you want to do with your life? What do you want your work to mean? And we can get really caught up in sort of this vision for what we're doing, but every vision needs a foundation.
Yeah.
And the foundation is the habits that you set, the way that you create your life so that it can actually support your vision. And so the work that you do is just so incredibly important. So I would love to dive in to what it means to create sort of these habits that are extremely powerful, especially when we think about a morning routine, because our mornings can often set the tone of our day, right? If I wake up in the morning and I'm like feeling off, it can totally seep into the rest of my morning, the rest of my afternoon, even into the evening sometimes. If I'm being totally honest, it just sort of sets me off. And I know that you value a really fantastic morning routine or morning habits. So I would love to hear more about the importance of that.
Yeah, totally. And I love talking about this. So, morning routine for me, it's something that you do to protect yourself from negativities during the day, right? So, negative energy during the day, or any kind of disruption that may happen to you in the day. And these disruptions, they may come as a challenges or anything that you've not anticipated, right? That would happen in the day. And it's basically in the morning routine, what you do is you are preparing yourself to take on those challenges, or you're anticipating those disruptions that may come ahead of time and preparing yourself. So why I say that it's good to have a practice or a morning routine is so that we get into that stage of mind where you think twice before you say something, you react, or you do something, right? And that is one way of looking at the morning routine. And another reason why I do the morning routine is bulletproofing myself. So I basically want to not only protect myself from any sort of negativities, but it's also like building that mental resilience, right? I'm not going to be mentally affected by what that person says or what happened to me or anything that happens. I like to think of it also like I say it as a bulletproof morning routine that I do, because it's like I imagine myself wearing an armor and I'm going for this war, and everything that's going to come at me are all the challenges that's happening towards in my day. But I'm this warrior with this vest or armor, and I'm like bulletproof, right? Nothing can go through me. It just hits me and falls down because I'm bulletproof. But I think on simple terms, I would like to say that it's your seatbelt. So say you're traveling in a car and just imagine if you did not have the seatbelt, what an accident would do to you, right? It would just like throw you off. You're going to get injured and something really bad will happen. Whereas if you have a good morning routine with everything that keeps your state of mind in place, then that seatbelt might just like bring a small jerk and get you back. And then you're not injured, you're not like physically harmed or mentally harmed, and you're not thrown out of the car, right? So I like to think of it as like a seatbelt.
Yeah, I really love those analogies. And I think it's so important. To throw in another analogy, it's a little bit like stretching before a marathon, right? It's like
Oh
it's
yeah,
this real preparation for what you're about to encounter, because the truth is every day is an unknown, right? We
yeah.
don't know. Even if we plan to the T how the day will go, we know that every day offers us something where we go, ah, okay, how am I going to deal with this?
The
And to
uncertainty.
the uncertainty and creating these beautiful, impactful morning routines that prepare you for whatever comes up can be a beautiful way to go. When those things come at me, I won't be as affected. I won't immediately go into ego or into reactionary mode, but instead I've created that buffer for myself to be able to handle those things. So I think that that's such a beautiful thing. And I'm curious, actually, as someone, I know you have a fantastic morning routine. One, I would be curious about what your morning routine is and how you prepare yourself. But I'd also be curious on the importance between a morning routine versus an evening routine, or if they have equal importance, just in a different way. Sorry, I know that was
Yeah.
three. I know that was three questions at once, but just all of those thoughts were coming up while you were talking.
Yeah, so I will hopefully remember them as I speak, and I'm going to answer them one by one. So, what is my morning routine, right? So, what I do is I start off my day, well, brushing my teeth and lighting the lamp and praying and everything. And then I get into a meditation. So, my meditation are different types, and I follow it based on what I feel that day, right? So I would do like a breathwork meditation, or I would do a mantra meditation, or I would just simply do a visualization meditation. And that would be like for a few minutes. And then I get into stretching. So it would be either yoga based stretches or it could be Qigong based stretches. And why I do stretching is because for me, the just opening up those muscles and the tense like nerves and everything that in our body, like I want the energy and my blood to be freely flowing, like my brain to my arms, my leg, everywhere. So that's where I do that stretching part. And then I include like either an exercise or I do a dance routine. And my dance routine is just like a 5 or a 10 minute of like some music that peps me up and I really move around to just get my cardio up and running. And then that's when I also do my affirmations for the day. So whatever my goal is for the day, I pick an affirmation and I say that either loudly or in my mind. And that's how I end my morning routine. And the funny thing is, I was just realizing today, because I had to speak to you about this. I was like, you know what, my morning routine has actually changed with time. So based on the need of the hour, I think a person's morning routine will change. If
Mm.
if I need to like study at some point, then I would include that in the morning routine. Whereas maybe now I don't need to study, so then that's not in my routine, right? So I think it it's not that it's a fixed thing that I'm doing this for like so many years and it's going to be the same for the rest of my life, but this is what it is as of now. And it usually has a mix of all these things: meditation, movement, dance, affirmations, things like that. And then
Yeah.
coming to the next question, which is the difference or the importance of which one is more important, like morning or evening or both or either. I think both are more important, my personal belief, because I think if we don't have an evening routine where like my evening routine goes like I do a bunch of different things and then I make a list or I have my action plan for the next day, so that in the morning I'm not like scrambling and trying to plan like, oh, what am I supposed to do today, right? Like
Yeah.
exactly know when I get up, like this is my thing, this is how I'm supposed to do, these are the challenges I anticipate, and this is how I'm going to deal with it if anything happens, right? And I like to do that in the evening as well. And my evening routine is everything that prepares me for the next day. So if I know that okay, my workout is so and so, then I get my mat ready and I have my equipments ready before before I sleep. I don't like
Yeah.
get up in the morning and do that. So I think it is important that we have an evening routine as well, along with what our morning routine is, because that evening routine preps us for the next day.
Yeah. It's
And
almost like, sorry,
did I
please
answer
go.
all the questions, Meg, or was there something
You
else?
did. You're amazing. You're amazing. I tend to go off on a tangent and then all of a sudden I'm 15 questions in. So I'm very impressed
That's
with
all
you
right.
being able to keep track of them. But what I really like is it's almost like a loop, right? Like it's almost like you're closing the loop of the day and then prepping for the loop of the next day. So I think that that's really beautiful. One of the things that I know for myself that was really, really beneficial is giving myself a morning routine that could be modified. So if I have a morning where I have extra time, I can take my time, I can do things more slowly. If I have a morning that's extremely tight, I can also shorten everything so I can still prepare myself, but in a modified way. So like I was thinking to myself, like now my kids are teenagers, they're 17 and 15. So I have more time in the morning. But when they were little and I'd have a routine, I'd be like, well, I can't meditate in the morning. I can't do this. I can't do that. But modifying it to go, 30 seconds of silence is what I can get in this morning. And so 30 seconds of silence is my meditation. Yeah. And even just that grounding of myself for 30 seconds felt so good. And then if the next day I got 5 minutes in, then that was fantastic. But really going, can I also prepare for modification? Because then it keeps me in routine of doing it. Because I know for myself, one of the things that I kind of struggled with was keeping it up. And modification was something that really helped. Is that something that you encourage, or tell me what your belief system is on that?
Yeah, I definitely do the modifications. So that's where my evening routine comes in, because I know in the evening that, oh, tomorrow morning I have a meeting earlier than normal, or I'm going out and I have to wake up at 4 because we are hitting the road by 5 o'clock, right? So that's when the evening routine comes in, because that's when I modify the routine, and I might not do this whole 1 hour long thing, but I'll shorten it up to like a 30-minute or a 25-minute, and I'll do like my favorite things that I want to do in the 25-minute that makes me feel like, okay, I'm grounded, resilient, all good, let's go. Yeah, so yeah, totally. Modification always happens. I cannot do the same thing like every day. I modify it all the time based on my needs.
I love that. So question for you, because as I was listening to you describe your morning routine, I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. You really hit a lot of different needs. You hit your physical needs, your mental needs, your spiritual needs, your emotional needs. So how do you decide what to put in a morning routine? If you're going, okay, I'm going to build a morning routine, what decision making goes into that to say this is the one that makes me bulletproof, that really prepares me, instead of going, oh, this is one more that just drains me, right? Like some people get up in the morning and they go exercise. I'm like, oh, I will never put that in my morning routine ever. So what would be a good way to make those decisions?
So the gratitude, the prayer in the morning that I do is always like every day. So it doesn't like, that is like I'm not getting the right word, but it's non-negotiable. Yes, that's the right word I was looking. That's a non-negotiable. I do it all the time. And every other thing is I always want the stretches for sure. So the yoga or the qigong is always going to be there, because my neck, when I wake up, my neck is usually stressed out. So I kind of want to do something for my neck. So as I do for my neck, I do for my full body. So the stretching and the gratitude is always there. And I think the dance, it depends on like if I feel like I really need to pep myself up like today, then I play like really high intense music or fast music and do that. But otherwise it's usually like a slow meditative kind of a dance thing. And then it also depends on the day of the week. If it's a weekend, then I don't usually do a lot of the visualization or meditation, because it's a weekend, you're generally very relaxed and happy. You're like, yeah, you're good, you don't need the meditation today, and I let go of the meditation. Whereas if it's a working day and I know that today I have a lot of things going on, then I definitely do the breath work, because that like slows me down, and that makes sure that it calms me down basically, because I know that, I have so many meetings today and I might become like all impatient or like nervous. Then that's the day I definitely include the breath work. But on a weekend, I don't do the breath work, because I'm generally chill and I just do like dance or stretches and like take it easy kind of a thing.
Yeah. So it's important to say, what are my needs for that day, right? What are my potential needs, and then making it really coincide with that. That's beautiful. Yeah. So I know that you have an amazing, it's a workshop, but it's also something that is happening more often. So it's not just a one-off, but you have something coming up that really helps people create beautiful morning routines. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it's a workshop series which I was hosting every first Monday of this month. So the first one is already done. So we have another one coming up May 9th and May 16th, which is at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. And so it's going to be my morning routine, which I'll be sharing with you all. So it would have the meditation, it would have the stretches, it would have dance and affirmations in there. And then I will also explain why I'm doing that specific. Actually, it also starts off with the gratitude. So I explain in that what the gratitude prayer is for, why I'm doing this sort of a meditation and what the benefits are as we do it. And even with the stretches, whether it's a yoga or qigong, I explain to you what that stretch exactly does to your body. And then, yeah, and we then end with the affirmations and then any questions that anyone wants to ask. So that's how it is.
Sounds fantastic. So can people find that through Meetup? Can people find that through Eventbrite? I think it's in both places already. So
It's
any
in
other
both places.
Yeah, and also I think if it's in the Facebook groups already as well. So you have
Yes.
lots of places to find it. I
Yeah.
will put the links in the comments so that people can easily find it. And you can also find it on the Facebook pages
Yeah.
as
And if
well.
they have any questions, they can message me directly. I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Life Coach AP. That is LIFECOACHAP. Life Coach AP. Amritha Premasuthan.
Perfect.
That's my initials. Yes. Any questions, you can
Fantastic.
message me. And like how Meg said, it's going to be on Meetup, on Eventbrite, and on the Facebook groups. And I once in a while pop up with some videos as well. So you could just, I'll be definitely putting the links on there too.
Yeah, you're around, so people look for her, because even if you are just a little intrigued, go into the work that Amritha does, because it's incredible. She'll take you on a journey of how to build these beautiful morning routines, but also how to build the habits that will sustain the dreams and the visions that you have. So your work is beautiful, it's empowering, and it's powerful. And so I'm so appreciative that you put it out there for the women of Happy Healthy Women to explore and take advantage of, because I think it's a really beautiful thing. So thank you everyone for spending this time with us, for listening. Amritha, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you so much. And then we will see you all back here next Friday. Until then, take good care.
All right, take care. Bye.